You know, I come from this crazy world called Hollister City Council. You might see us on the news a lot fighting, and you know what that's all about, right?
Yeah.
It's about growth. It's about growth. And the majority cannot stand that there are two people saying, stop. Stop this madness. That's what it's about. You know, one council member recently wrote a story in one of the papers. I see one of our reporters here, so make sure we're getting the quotes correct tonight, right? One of them wrote a story saying, Sam Farr wants to keep us poor because he doesn't want us to put nodes out there. I said, it's not Sam Farr keeping us poor. It's all of you doing the same stupid things that are keeping us poor. Sam talking about the goose that'll lay the golden eggs. Instead of us nurturing that goose, we want to cut him up so we can have some pate. I don't understand the madness, because we do have this incredibly beautiful place we live in. And anybody that ever comes through here will tell you. I'm going to tell you a lot of stories tonight of my adventures here as mayor and some of the craziness. But first, it's important to recognize the treasure we do have. We have the opportunity to have that goose that lays the golden eggs. We absolutely do. So I can start by telling you some of the stories early on in my life. I've been in construction for 30 years, and people today think I'm anti-growth. But that's not true. I'm absolutely against dumb growth, but I'm for smart growth. And I've been saying that for years and years. And I'll tell you a story that happened to me when I first moved to this area back in the early 90s. I was at a meeting with one large developer. And on their wall, they had all these pictures of all these developments in different communities with parks and green space and all these great things. And then they had a picture of their future development in Hollister. And all it was a bunch of lines of where the houses were going to go. So I said to them, why aren't you doing that in Hollister? And they turned around, looked at me, laughed, and they said, I'll never forget this, because they didn't ask. They didn't ask. And I was stunned, and I said, you know, someday you're going to regret that. But you know what? When I became mayor, what did I find out? We don't ask. We allow these things to continue and continue because we want more and more growth, and the answer always is, we'll fix it tomorrow or mañana. That's how we got into trouble in this community. Before I became mayor, the city was on the brink of bankruptcy. We owed $10 million for side funds and all these different funds. We owed a lot of money on them. We only had $1 million left. I said, guys, we got to clean this up now. Well, we can't afford to. Oh, poor us, poor us. We need to build more houses. Look, nobody's building right now. We got to fix this problem. So I'm going to ask you guys tonight to whip out your calculators. We're going to have some fun. But here's the first lesson that made me realize we're in trouble locally. I asked, what do we owe? And one of them was $10 million. Okay. What interest rate? 7.5%. So I turned around and said, we're paying $750,000 in interest a year on this loan? And everybody stopped. This is all the top people of the city. Looked around, said, where'd you get that number from? I thought it was a joke again, another joke on me, right? So I said, 7.5% of $10 million, is 750,000. So that's when they got their phones out and started punching numbers. And then they said, but how'd you get that number? And the finance guy turned around and said, he's right, 750,000. To which they all responded by, we've been paying 750,000 a year in interest. So I knew I was in trouble. But I was able to convince, at that time, 2 other council members, and we attacked those numbers. We attacked, and within 4 years, we paid off $10 million in debt.
Wow.
That's good. Then I said, now we need to take this money, start getting it ready, because we need to start fixing roads around here. And the answer was, why? Now, to be fair, this was before the disaster hit us with our roads. And I said, because they're going to start failing if we don't start putting money, big money towards this. Nope. The fight went on. The fight went on. And they started taking money, using it for different things. Eventually, I convinced them to do a study of our roads locally. And we were putting about, if we're lucky, $600,000 to $800,000 a year towards the roads. The person who came in and did the study said, well, if you want your roads to look the way they look today, you need to spend about $4 million a year. If you want them to improve, you need about $6 million. If you want really nice roads, about $8 million a year. To which everybody looked at each other and said, what the hell are we going to do about this? I said, we need to start putting money aside correctly. We need to start planning for our future. We need to have a better vision because this is not working. And as I went around and kept going, I just kept hearing the common theme of more houses will solve our problems. More will solve our problems. So I went to the state at a meeting, and I went there because somebody told me our property tax level is so low, it's the state's fault, and wow, 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 wow. So I went to one of the experts there, and I said, look, we need our fair share of our dollars here. And this, I'm going to be asking you to take your calculators out here. He looked at me and gave me that look like, what are you talking about? I said, well, we're not getting our fair share. All the other counties get more than we do. He said, that's not the way it works. All counties get the same amount of revenue. It's how it's divided in their communities. And that's not going to change. That happened with Prop 13. So I came back and I started demanding more information on our numbers. And here's where it stunned me. When I finally got the information, our percentage of city was 3.67. Anybody have a calculator out yet? So on a $500,000 home, the base is $5,000. 5,000 times 0.0367 gives you how much? I see a calculator going there. $185. That's the city's portion of property tax. Yes. This is the point where I realized I wasn't so pro-growth anymore. Okay? I realized at that moment we have a problem and we're about to make it worse. It's the same point where I said if we're going to approve any more homes, we need to make sure they're taking care of all their infrastructure day one and into the future, or we're going to go broke again. And the day where it all turned on me, where I said absolutely no more, was when a project right down the street, Santa Ana Road, we were reviewing it, and I thought, you know, it's looking like a pretty good project, not bad. But from that development to the school, that was right block away, needs to be improved. So that way the kids can get to school safely and the community can go to downtown safely, whatever they want. The answer was, that's not our problem. And developers said, well, I'm not paying for it. You guys pay for it. At that point, I said, enough is enough. We need to fix his general plan. We need to make sure we don't do these crazy things anymore, because they come back on us, and they are expensive. I learned that day that suddenly I didn't have any more friends in the city. I learned how quickly all these people that supported me turned on me, because I said we cannot afford to do projects like this anymore. Leapfrog development does not work. And that's been the fight since at City Hall. When I heard about Measure K and what they were doing, I nearly fell out of my chair because I knew what they were doing again. See, what they do is they try to get something built as far out as possible so that services have to be brought there. And once the services are brought there, then they can start building out all these different areas.
Yeah.
Clever, right? Clever. But they don't want you to know that. They play this game of, what are you talking about? Whoever said anything about any houses being built over here? We literally have this conversation about a project down the road. If we approve this, you're going to build all those homes. I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody said anything about homes. Even the councilman said, nobody said anything about homes. Let's approve it. The minute they approved it, the following week, well, we can build about 800 homes out here, and that's what we're going to start doing. It might be 30 homes today.
Oh, yeah.
I can guarantee it's going to be more than that.
Oh, yeah.
The idea of these projects aren't being presented to make a few bucks.
No.
And they talk about sales tax and money is going to pay for all our services.
Yeah.
Who had the calculator out there? You guys are pretty bright. Let me ask you this. One of these businesses claimed we're going to make at least $2 million in revenue. What's our portion of 1%? How much does that equate to? Anybody got that number? Try $20,000. $20,000 in sales tax revenue. What is that going to pay for? You know what it's going to cost to fix the roads to lead to those areas? What's going to cost to fix the roads to maintain that area annually? What is it going to cost to maintain sewer lines? What is it going to cost to maintain the water lines? What is it going to cost for police and fire? And I guarantee it's way over $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're fitting into this old little thing. This is going to help us. It's not. Sam Farr said it best. And this is really important to understand. If we do not have a vision on what we want to be, how are we going to get there?
Right.
If the best we can do is try to create truck stops along Highway 101, when there's a mission a mile away, what in the world is our vision? Because he's right. People from around the world want to come to our missions. They want to go to our national park. They want to go to Hollister Hills. They want to go to the wineries. They want to do all these beautiful things. All over our community, we have potential. But we have to harness this energy to make that happen. Otherwise, they beat us again. Roland and I were at a conference recently, and it was kind of funny. They said, things happen because of that crazy person or crazy group of people. And it showed an example of this concert, and one guy by himself just dancing all crazy. Everybody's laughing at him at first. But then somebody else jumps in with him. And there's 2 crazy guys dancing. And then there's 3 guys. And then 4. And all of a sudden this wave of people run out there to go dance with them. A movement was created. You are the movement. It is time to start So I want to thank you guys because, you know, it gets lonely being the only crazy person in City Hall. And I'm so blessed to have Roland so bad anyway, but it's all of you knowing it's all changing. When we do this initiative, it's over. No more developers telling us what we're going to do. It's time for the community to tell everyone else, here's a better way to have a better life.